Hey, you guys, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because I'm going to teach you how to create a pocket wall. Is that a wall pocket or pocket wall? It's a wall pocket. This is from our friends at David Christopher's, and I actually love the rusty look of it. This will be perfect on the door or somewhere around the home where you just want to hang some bouquet of fall foliages and flowers. So without any further ado, remember you can find it on their website. I'm going to start adding some of these foliages, and I want it to be neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically fill in this container with beautiful fall foliages. Remember, what goes up must come down. What happens on the right happens on the left. And because I do want them to spill forward, you kind of want to give them a little bit of a curvature like this. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping all my foliage, so I'm going to put it down. And while I do this, I just want to say thank you guys so much for following along. I am having so much fun sharing all of these ideas with you. Remember, fall is my favorite season of the year. And you guys, we have so much to share, especially on our private group on Facebook. If you don't follow us on Facebook, you guys, we're having so much fun with the lives on Facebook right now. It's just because I have so much to share that I cannot wait to get started. My only intention, as I was telling the ladies at the retreat, is to teach, to inspire, to encourage, and to entertain y'all. And so if I get to do that, if you allow me to do that, then I'm so thankful that I, get to do what I do for a living. And fall being my favorite, well, you guys, we have so many surprises prepared for you, and I cannot wait. And then of course Christmas. So I don't know if I told you in our last video that basically June would be, the month of June would be our fall month, and I will be sharing with you all of these fall ideas, new ideas to inspire you to create beauty in your home. But we know the truth that we're here for the Christmas season. So guess what? The whole month of June we'll be shooting Christmas, and I am super excited, you guys, for you to see some of the themes that we have chosen. We once again are working with Shinoda Design Center to bring you some of those beautiful designs. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up and keep working. So remember, I always tell you to save some of the foliages that you use for the end, and that is just to have extras to fill in the voids that you might leave. So I'm going to add some of these, but first let me get my flowers. Sorry if I disappear. I have it all prepped, you guys. These little boxes are from the dollar store, and they are like the best work preppers. Jameson, actually, you know what? It'd be nice if you put here that little bench that you said. Jameson suggested that I put a bench. You probably won't even be on camera. I just put it right here. Thank you so much, because that way I don't have to go all the way down on the floor. All right, so I'm gonna start with these beautiful moms, and I want it to be tall, so that's why I wanted to create this layer of foliage. So I want it to be this tall right here. So I'm gonna put one right there, and then immediately I'm gonna bring another one a little bit shorter right over to this side. So that's what's going to create that step ladder motion. And then I have the same one but in brown. So remember, they always works in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. Now you guys, this is something that I want to explain to you. When you are making a floral arrangement, whether it's a wreath, a swag, a little pocket, wall pocket, or just a centerpiece, remember to always make your flowers, first of all, give them a little bit of a curvature like this to give them a little bit more intention, and then also step ladder them down. That's the way that they're going to look more natural. The other thing is, like, I don't know if you can tell, but this one is kind of looking forward and up, but this one is looking more towards my right. That's intentional because that's how flowers grow. I want to not have all of the flowers looking forward. See, I put this one looking to my right, and you can see the side of it, and that's exactly what I want. I don't want them all to be facing forward. I'm gonna insert some of these white sunflowers right here. So I'm gonna put one right here facing towards me. Then I'm gonna go over to the other side, and then I'm going to add another one facing but to the other side like that. So we have our height, and then we spill forward, but remember to not have them facing all at the same side. And then I have this cute little one that is like the baby one that comes with a bundle. So I'm going to go ahead and insert her. Let me see, over on this side, maybe with this one it's like its little daughter, so like this. And so now remember, we have to create this S motion and then also have them spill forward. like that. Now I would really like a really tall sunflower, but I have only short ones because I would really like to have maybe one up here. Well, first of all, that's not a pretty one, but this one is. So I would like to have one maybe up here, but I don't have a taller one, so we need to put a pick on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these. Oh, that's a short one. You guys, I should have been ready, but you know, when you're just creating, that's one thing also I told the ladies at the retreat, because everybody thinks that, you know, when you come on stage that you have all these ideas already in your head. Well, that's not true. You basically have the materials that you have and you design as you go. Well, that's the way I work. Actually, my friend Brian, who invited me to this event, he has a warehouse of materials that he sells. And so he told me, he's like, hey, why don't you get on your on the website, create an account. He's like, and pick whatever you want to work with. I was like, well, that's very generous. First of all, I said, but second of all, I was like, I think I work better. Actually, I don't think, I know I work better in these situations, a little bit under pressure. So I told him, I was like, you know what, just pick something for me and just have plenty of it. I know I'm not gonna use all of it, so but just have something for me, and then that way I can create something beautiful for the ladies. And so that's what I want you all to know, that you think that everybody has it all together in their head. I promise you, I heard that from many designers that day, that they were just working on the whim, and I think that's just how we work best. All right, so I'm gonna add this sunflower right here, and look, you guys, how much I have. Of course, my triangle, remember the line and then the point. That's a design principle that I want you to have to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And then also to create that point. And look how much taller this just got. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my filler flower, and it's going to be this really cute flower that has this almost like a cattail. So I'm going to bring, first of all, forward, because I wanted to spill forward. Remember, these are going to be our flyaways. Now, you might have heard me say that what happens on the right happens on the left. What goes up must come down, which is how I work. However, I also was telling everybody at the retreat, and I don't know if I ever told you before, that when it comes down to my flyaways, I like to throw all of those rules out of the window, because flyaways should be more about letting your eye dictate where it is that you want some movement. And I love these ones because it has this grass. See, when that catches the wind outside, it's just gonna have so much movement. So just let your eye dictate. Now, I do want all of this to show. So there's this stem right here, and where your grass starts, that's all the opportunity you have to insert your flyaway. So that way you can really, like I said, have it catch the wind. I have one right here on the front, so I'm gonna add yet another one. And actually, I'm gonna take it out, and I'm going to do more like towards my right, and then I'm going to insert another one going more towards my left to support these flowers right here. Now I'm going to insert this one right here on the back to start covering some of those mechanics. We want to cover some of those stems. So what you want to do is bring some of these flowers right here. I'm going to bring another one over here. Now I also have some beautiful berries that I'm gonna swap my box for. These berries also almost like a flower. When you have a berry cluster like this, use it as a flower, a filler flower, so that way it starts to cover some of those mechanics. Look, I'm gonna add that one right there, and that just totally cover all of my stems from those flowers on the back. So I'm gonna add another one right here. Remember, flyaways, throw the rules to the wind. There's no need for you to really be intentional about that. Look at that, how pretty that just filled in. Now, another rule for flyaways is to go in between where the flowers are, like right here, especially these bigger flyaway bundles like these berries. Then they also, if you can just insert them between the flowers like this, it really will give you that filled look. It will help you to fill in some of the voids like this. Look at that, in between the flowers. I'm gonna grab another one over here. Let's see, where can I have another one? I'm gonna put one right here, like that. Look how pretty this looks. All right, so I have one more. Let me see. Sometimes you have to also get away from it. You know what? I'm gonna insert it right here, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of bend going down because I want it to spill forward. like that. See how it goes all the way down? Now, like I said, we always say some of the foliage because I want you to use them as fillers anywhere that you may see some of that foam, or like around the perimeter of your container, like over on this side. It's sometimes hard to see like the corners, but it's just good to cover all of this container. It's going to look more bountiful. It is going to look more beautiful. Let's see, I'm gonna add one right here on the top. I also like these ones because they have a green berry, which is going to also give us, let me see if I have one right here to show. See, this one has this green berry on the top, and it just helps to fill in this container as well. I'm gonna add that right here. How cute is this, you guys? Now this would be so cute if you put a bow that goes all the way down to the floor. However, what I do want to add is some of these orbs. Let me get rid of this guy right here. I have some of these jute orbs. This is like a grapevine orb. And the way we're going to add, I'm just gonna add a few. So the way we're going to do that is we're gonna grab the same wires that we use during the Christmas season. I save them. I'm always telling you to save all this, especially these expensive wires, because look, you're just gonna go like this. It's the same thing that we did with the ornaments for Christmas. So you're gonna grab that wire, you're gonna insert your orb. Let me see. And this is the part that takes a little bit of finessing just to find the perfect spot for this mechanic. Like that, look. You have your wire, and then you close that wire. So now I'm gonna find the spot, which I think is going to be right here. And I'm going to push this orb and then just readjust my flower like that. That's gonna give me a little bit more of texture on this arrangement. I feel like I could use one right here, and I only want two, so I'm gonna be intentional about keeping them close together so they can create more of a focal point. So I'm gonna add this guy right here by moving my flowers, because remember, I want this to go into the foam, you guys. I cannot see anymore. Like this. See, and how instead of adding a bow, adding these two textural elements right here. And you know what? I think actually, I cannot see that other side, but I think, actually I know that would be perfect if I add another one. Make sure you open that guy right here. Perfect. So if I add another one over on this side, let me open these guys right here. Once I have my foam, just go ahead and push all the way down like that. Look how perfect this is for fall. Isn't this beautiful? I'm gonna give you a close-up, so keep watching. All right, just when you think you're done, I always heard when you think you're done, double it. Go big or go home, and honey, we're gonna do just that, because I just found myself this really pretty, it's almost like a mustard color ribbon in my stash, and I just thought this would be so pretty with this. So what I'm going to is I'm gonna drop it on the, I don't want to lose it, so I'm gonna put it right here on my drawer. So I'm gonna give it probably about let me see, yeah, about 18-inch tail. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a sweet bow, and remember to just pinch and twist and go down and gather up. Now the secret here is the pinching, but that's like if you have a pattern. There's no pattern on this, but you guys, if you just get used to the pinching, I promise you, you will create that muscle memory on your brain, and then that way you always will have a gorgeous bow. Then also the secret here is to alternate the X's. So pinch, 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 gather, and then when you go like this, pinch, and then bring it forward to this side. I'm gonna do one more. Oh, this is too long. Like this. When you pinch, bring it over to the other side, so that way you continue to create that X on your bow. That is a secret I can give you that I really has served me well when it comes down to making bows. All right, so I'm gonna go like that. These are my two tails. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here's another secret. So I would cut right here for two tails, but now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go like this and gather like that. I'm gonna be left with a double tail, right? So then what I'm going to do, like that. So basically you have like this super extra long tail. So now you're gonna grab a cute little wire. You guys, when I was in the South, that's what everybody talks, and I love it. I told the ladies that I cannot wait to move to the South so I can have a Southern accent. Can you imagine a Mexican with a Southern accent? Ooh, girl, I think that'd be so fun. I did meet one, so I was like, I wanna be a pioneer on the Mexican Southern accent. All right, so now that we have it like this is the right time to fluff. So you wanna grab every single loop like this, like so. And then I'm going to cut my ribbon. How many tails do we really want? I think we want a lot. So I'm gonna do even another one right here. All right, so now that that's done, I can definitely close my station, and then I'm gonna grab my skewer, gonna put it right here, and then I'm going to just swirl the rest of that ribbon onto my skewer like this. And we're gonna be left with this stake that we can insert right here. I'm gonna go ahead and insert this all the way down, and look how pretty that is, you guys. Now this right here that we left double, we have a choice to make. Do we want a super longer tail? Here's the longest one we have. We can cut a shorter one, and then, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So we can cut them even. That would be option number A, cut them even, but I already have that one that is even to that. We can cut them longer than this, but I already have a longer one. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna stagger. So half of this one I'm gonna cut right here, and then see how we have layers. Now what I love about this ribbon is, like, look at the give it has. Look at this. All you have to do is do like that and curl it. You can go down like this, or you can curl it the other way, like this. And so now all of a sudden you have all of these beautiful streamers. That's what a good wire ribbon does. So now that we have all these streamers, what we want to do is, like I said, stagger them. I feel like these two are too close together, so we're gonna cut right here, like this. How cute, you guys, just a sweet little bow. Now this particular one, I feel like it needs to come forward. We need to put a longer one to the back. Look how pretty that curled that way. I want this one to do the same. So I'm gonna go like this, and then I'm gonna cut because I want them to be about the same height. Look how cute that is. So pretty, you guys. Let me put this in the door and I will give you a close-up. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so here is the end result of this gorgeous wall pocket, dressed up with all of these neutrals. Look how beautiful that mustard ribbon looks with all of the neutral florals and all of the natural elements. This is a different way to decorate your door. Like I said, just give it some height with the different variety of florals. Add all of your flyaways, the berries, the accent flowers, and of course a statement bow. You guys, I also love the way this turned out. I really hope that you did as well. Be sure to leave me a comment down below.